Alright, hello guys, it's Danny here once again, and I'm going to be giving you guys a live guide on this week's brand new daily race C, which is at Trial Mountain Circuit, the forward layout, and we are in Gr4 cars. So for this time trial, and for this overall combo actually, we're going to be using the Toyota Supra 2019, and as you can see, it's dominating, well, almost dominating the entire top 10 as of this video. There are other cars which are pretty good here, like the SLS AMG, the Ferrari 458, the Viper, but the fastest car pretty much by just a little bit at the moment is the Toyota Supra, so we'll be using this for the lap guide. So we've done a 57.1 after a while, and we've been racing the whole evening, so I can give you guys some pointers on, like, you know, how to drive this car in the race. Just drive it smooth, be gentle with the steering, and all that kind of stuff. So to start the lap, you want to go as wide as you can over here. Just make sure to keep two wheels on the track as much as possible. You can go like wide here, but don't put all four wheels off the track, or else you get a 1 second penalty when you start the lap, and you don't want that. So just go as wide as possible within track limits, and just floor it in third gear. So with this car at this track, you can just rev it for, just go through, rev it full for like a while, like about a second. So for turn 1, you want to hold 5th gear for the entry. So holding 5th gear, and once you pass the tent on the right hand side, the yellow tent, the yellow tents on the left, that's when you want to apply a little bit of braking, just a little bit of brakes, you let it coast, you let the car coast, and you want to cut the first apex, you want to cut the first corner, but make sure to keep two wheels, or keep all the wheels on the curb, both yellow and blue and white curbs. You want to keep all the wheels there. If you dip any wheels on the grass on the left, you're going to get a penalty. So just getting coast. Once you just pass the bumpy curb there, that's when you want to floor it a little bit again. And then once you pass the curb flooring it, you want to immediately turn the car to the right hand side to cut the second corner. As usual, keeping two wheels on the curb. If you have all four wheels off the curb, you're on the grass, you're going to get a penalty, 0.5 second to 1 second, depending on how much you cut it. And then once you cut the second curb over here, you want to keep to the right as possible. So when you go downhill, once the car is already on the downhill descent, that's when you turn left so you can get the early rotation. And you can just skim the curb on the inside there, and you will not run wide or lose too much speed. So you want to aim for the apex speed or turn 3 between 206 and 208 kilometers per hour, and you will still make the corner flat out. So turn 2, turn 3 is flat if you just follow the guidelines I'm telling you to. Maybe you can brake a bit more, and then you can just take the rest of it flat out. That's also fine. So for turn 4, you're pretty much braking once you just slightly after you pass the yellow barrier. Once the yellow barrier ends on my right hand side, so just I'm just going down the second for the extra rotation there, and then up the third again, just flooring it. So the car on the medium should have enough grip. You just floor it in the middle of the apex and just keep the steering smooth like that. So for next corner, you're pretty much braking when you're almost level with the yellow signage on the left hand side. So down the second off the brakes, and when you're in the middle of the apex, you shift out the third gear and just floor it early. So you feel a little bit of wheel spin, just lift off the throttle just a tad bit, and then once you feel the grip, just floor it again in a straight line. So at the end of the outside curb here, you just brake, downshift the third, and get it coast a little bit, keeping the steering as smooth as possible, like about 80 degrees to the right. You get the red dot, look how smooth I'm keeping the steering. So when you're already inside the tunnel, that's when you're braking, getting the car swing to the apex there. And then you straight away go up to 4th gear and then just floor it on 4th gear, hugging the inside of the corner, and then just flooring it on the exit over here. So you're just revving it for like a second, full revs for 1 second, and then you're just keeping to this side of the track as much as possible. Just take this moment to think about how to attack the final sector. So for your braking point for the hairpin, you're pretty much braking just as you're approaching the start of the trees on the right hand side, or your braking point, your alternate braking point can actually be when you pass a signage just now. So you can just brake in between the signage and the trees. That's when you're braking. Just braking at a small angle to the left because you want the car to rotate. So once you pass the big rock and the tree on the left, that's when you can just floor it early as possible. And then you wanna quickly aim for the next braking point, which is pretty much when you're level with the tree on the left hand side, braking the straight line down the second for the rotation. So you want to turn while you're still braking. So I'm just releasing off the brake, and then when I'm on the apex, that's why I go up the third gear, let it coast for a while, and then just floor it when you feel like you're not understeering anymore. So the next braking point is when you pretty much are level with the end of the rock formation or the bushes on the left hand side. Hard to spot because there's no advertisement board in the time trial on the right hand side. So you just have to brake when you're level with the bushes on the left hand side. So down the second for the rotation, then just floor it in third gear again. So now heading towards the final corner. Your braking point for the final chicane is pretty much when you're level with this patch of grass on the stone on the wall over here. When you're level with the grass patch, just brake, engine brake, so you're downshifting pretty quickly. So engine braking will help the car slow down as you're forcing the gears to go down quickly. So therefore you're increasing the deceleration when you're downshifting quickly. So just down the first gear, and then once I am clipping the apex, I'm out the second gear to prepare for the exit of the corner. So, and then up to third again, you don't want to exit this final corner in second gear, or else you're going to get massive wheel spin. So third gear, you're going to get the best exit. So a little bit of drifting going on, but that's the nature of the Supra. The car's moving a lot. And then just staying to the inside of the pit wall, reducing the distance to the line. And it's a lap of Trial Mountain in Gr4. And so my tips for the race will be pretty much to just steer less as much as possible, especially in the medium speed corners. Don't steer too much. So you want to save all the tires as much as possible. And yeah, and it's all about the steering with this car. Just steer smoothly, and you can save as much tires as you can. And that's all for the lap guide. I'll leave you guys with a no commentary version. And take care guys, good luck this week and have fun. Bye bye.